As we cross over to Anniversary Towers, I'm going to bring the question to you later on, ladies and gentlemen, about the security of the facilities that are being put up. Now, Seth Olale is at Anniversary Towers, where there's been a Thirdway Alliance press conference in regard to the number of MPs, and there's a proposal. Seth, maybe give us an update of what it is that the Thirdway Alliance are asking for and how they plan to achieve this.
Well, thank you so much, Dan Monge. Actually, the meeting just ended about 5 minutes ago, and even to tell us the details of that particular meeting between the Thirdway Alliance and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commissioners is the leader of the alliance himself, Ekudro Okot. Just tell us what were your concerns during the meeting?
No, not concerns. We had come here, as you must remember that since last year we said that we'll sponsor a reduced parliament referendum under the popular initiative captured in Article 257. We had requested for a meeting with the IEBC since last month. This is the first time they have afforded us that opportunity. So we came to reiterate our need to sponsor a reduced parliament referendum. And we did this because central to that activity is the role of IEBC in terms of verifying signatures. So we presented to them the format of how we are going to collect those signatures so that the process of reduced parliament to the 194 MPs that we have proposed should begin. And maybe to take you through, unless you have a question for me, I'd like to invite our ICT technical expert who took IEBC through that technical, data collection form.
Okay. Before you just bring in the ICT specialists, there were previous attempts. We've had attempts to have referendum. Remember the Okwa Kenya bid, and unfortunately some of those signatures were dismissed. How sure are you that you're going to be successful?
Onkendi will speak specifically on how successful our data collection form is, but I'm aware that IEBC has confirmed to us that previous initiatives did not comply with what they had proposed to them. They confirmed to us that the Okoa Kenya sort of refused to use the electronic collection format. We are way ahead even of IEBC, and we presented to them that form, and Onken will speak to it more. So I think the reason we wanted this meeting with them is to understand, do they have any concerns when we start collecting our signatures? It's supposed to be a registered voter with an ID, maybe in constituency XYZ. They have suggested to us we can do certain value addition on the form, but I think generally they agree that our format is sound and we can actually begin this process ASAP.
And I'm sure you've done some groundwork in terms of testing the waters in member of the public. What is the response? Is it something that it will be bought easily?
The response is amazing, not just from members of the public, but also from some of the parliamentarians. There are many of them who are actually waiting for this process to start, because some of them feel that the current parliament is almost like a marketplace. They can't find time to contribute to motions. They don't even know some of their colleagues. And for us, we are concerned about many things, like you have said in the past. We want a working parliament. We want a less expensive parliament. And what this parliament, what our proposed reduced parliament will do, at least 4 things. Number one, we will reduce the cost of running parliament from the current 32 billion Kenya shillings to at least 5 billion Kenya shillings. That's a whole saving of 25 billion Kenya shillings. We also want to bring the question of equality, because we've said that the counties in our bill, draft bill, will only be able to elect one woman, one man. And alongside this, it will come with a question of enhancing or strengthening devolution. And over and above that, we want a working parliament, a parliament that can actually, a parliament of individuals, leaders with integrity, who will not just play party politics as we are currently seeing it. A parliament that will not just quickly move to agree on a motion because it's about their interests, the salaries, or accommodating political fallouts, or accommodating, people coming together eventually after a confrontational political, agenda. So we want a respectable parliament. We want to restore the integrity of parliament, what is called the sovereignty, the sovereign house. That's our intention. And with that also, we want to enhance the role of the Senate to be really a upper house with veto power that can actually oversight not just counties, but also the national government. So that's the issue. But I think what is important for Kenyans to hear is how we are going to collect that signature. What format have we adopted? And our Peter Onkendi, who is our shadow peers will be able to take you through that quickly. Thank you.
Before you come, you brought an interesting issue about the shadow cabinet, and you just launched it some times back. And if you can just tell us about the progress of it so far.
The people you see here are all shadow cabinet secretaries and shadow cabinet permanent secretaries, and we brought all of them here so that actually they are engaging in that activity. So you can see our shadow cabinet is actually proposing how best we can govern this country, and they are hands-on the issues of concern. So I think let Onkeni explain to you the kind of format that we're proposing.
Okay. Just briefly, because this room is needed for something else, just tell us about, in a nutshell, what this is all about.
Okay, we came here to present a tool to IEBC that we are going to use to do data collection, so that they can approve that the format and the data that we are going to collect meets the threshold of their policies. So we presented the format and the tool to them. They liked it and they approved of it, and is pending presentation to the Commission for approval.
Okay, thank you so much. That is the Thirdway Alliance there, who just had a meeting with IEBC, and IEBC will give a comprehensive statement on the outcome of this particular meeting done.
Seth Olale, and maybe if you get an opportunity to talk to Ekuru Court, you could ask him how they plan to reduce that cost of 32 billion to 5 billion shillings, and whether it's a realistic, the steps they would take to to make sure that actually is brought down, and whether anything or anyone else will suffer in the process. I think we'll be coming back to you later for a possible update if there will be any from that end. At Seth Olale coming to us from Anniversary Towers, where the Thirdway Alliance are meeting the leadership of the IEBC, and they have got a proposal in terms of the reduction of the number of members of parliament. And even just before we take a break, really quickly, Tony Watima, you're an economist and you've engaged with some of these conversations about budget. I know we're jumping out of property for a bit, but for you, very quickly before we take a break, do you feel that it's a practical kind of assessment of saying we'll bring down the cost of running parliament from 32 billion to 5 billion, as Ekuru Court has said?
Basically, what I would say is that any efforts to try to reduce the wage bill is welcome. But the numbers that they were using, it's unrealistic. How do you reduce 32 billion? That's the whole budget allocation to the Parliamentary Service Commission. That includes projects that they are doing, to come to 5 billion. So the salaries of MPs, senators, comes to around 5 billion a year. So it's not that the 32 billion goes to paying the MPs. So we will want to see the framework that they are looking at in trying to reduce that number by almost 28 billion. That's the main thing that we'll want to focus on.
Okay, that's a good point to follow up as well, and shall make sure we get more details on it, and Seth Olale does the story for tonight. By the time it's prime time, we shall be giving you the clean and clear picture of what exactly it means, its implications, and what to expect.